Okay, so hi everybody. Thanks for joining us today on this Sunday. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. We're going to get started shortly in a couple minutes. We're just going to let people trickle in and get comfortable. So if you could, like always, if you could just type in the chat which city or country you're in, so we have an idea of where people are tuning in from. Great. So we got people, a couple people from Dubai. We got a lot of people in Canada. That's good. How is the weather there in Dubai, Rasha?
Well, actually, it's good now. It started to get hot, but still, it at the evening, it's good. It's still cool,
Good stuff. Yeah.
but it's not cold. No.
Okay. Yeah, here we have snow. It's in Toronto, it's cold.
Yeah, no, it's Hmm,
All right. So
yeah.
yeah, we'll just give it another 30 seconds and then we'll get started. All right, great. So see here. So yeah, so TEPTH, as I said, is our they're our great long-standing trusted testing partner in Dubai in the UAE, and they also offer CELPIP preparation classes. So today they're going to be giving you guys an overview of the test, some tips, and also talk about their test facility and the prep classes that they offer. So just so you're aware, we CELPIP is offered in many countries around the world. So this is where you can currently take CELPIP in. So any of these countries that you can see here on the map, you're able to take the CELPIP test there. In the Middle East, we have different countries where you can take the test. But obviously, if you're in the UAE or near Dubai, then TEPTH is your best option for testing there. So, but we also test in, for example, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Lebanon, Kuwait, and we will be adding more locations internationally very soon. I just wanted to invite you all to follow us on Instagram. So our ID is CELPIP Test Official. So it's a great way to stay up to date with everything CELPIP. So we'll on Instagram we go live pretty often with different special guests. Could be an English teacher, could be like an immigration professional that we host the live with. And we just post news of like new test centers that we open internationally when we have study product discount sales. So it's a great way to just stay in the loop with everything CELPIP. So you can follow us. It's CELPIP Test Official is our Instagram ID.
Okay, hello everybody. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, I welcome you all to the Discover TEPTH, a global standard for CELPIP testing and exam preparation in 2025. And I thank you, Patrick, for making it happen. I welcome you all to this amazing event, and we will be taking the webinar away. I'll just begin with the basics, CELPIP basics, and then I'll talk about why choose CELPIP over other exams. And then I'll talk about test format, I'll talk about scoring and strategies, test preparation materials, and key test strategies for each section, but all of them will be brief. Okay, so as you know that CELPIP is a computer-delivered test that assesses 4 English language skills. And it focuses on functional English or situational English, you can say everyday English. The English used in the test is not academic or business English, so it's more easy as compared to other tests. And the test is developed by the University of British Columbia, administered by Prometric, and designed for immigration, refugees, and citizenship Canada as an evidence of English language proficiency. What about CELPIP? Could you tell me in the comments? The CELPIP is an acronym, and that means Canadian English Language Proficiency Index Program. And we have the two types of CELPIP tests, like the CELPIP General, which is for permanent residency, and the CELPIP General Ellis, which only is for listening and speaking, and that is for Canadian citizenship. If you have any question about which test to choose, you can later on ask in the Q&A session. So I and Patrick will be glad to help you on that. As Patrick already said that CELPIP has expanded a lot. We have locations like over 170 across the globe. But we are TEPTH, the only authorized CELPIP test center in United Arab Emirates, and we are located in Dubai Silicon Oasis. We offer the test every Saturday, and we also offer the exam preparation courses online and on-site, and we also have the workshops for particular skill if you want to focus on. I'll talk about them later on. Okay, so the main part, why choose CELPIP? Okay, that's one sitting. And if you talk about the listening, you have a volume control, and that's on the keyboard, so you can control the volume. That's a good thing to have, making it more easy. The reading part, the questions and reading is on the same screen. And writing, there is a word count, and the most prominent feature of the CELPIP is there is a spell check, which isn't available for any other English proficiency exam. So you can take that into consideration. In speaking part, no eye contact or body language worries. So for example, if you are afraid of facing the examiner or having difficulty in making eye contact, then CELPIP is the test for you. And there are time management tools, as you can see the time on every question. There is another plus point which CELPIP has, and that is the Canadian English. So it only has one or single variety of accent, or you can say pronunciation accent. So for example, in other tests, they might use British English, Australian English, or here you will only find the Canadian English, North American, which is more easier compared to others. And the test dates are they're convenient. As I said, that here in Dubai, we have at every Saturday, and results are quicker, like 3 to 5 business days. We will be talking about the format of the test in a brief. So we are going to start with listening. The listening test is about 47 to 55 minutes, and the audio passage is previewed first. Then the audio passages, they will be played once only. The questions, they come after the audio. First you listen to the audio and then you answer the questions. You will be given paper and pen so you can make notes, because note taking is the most important strategy, or you can say technique, that test takers need on exam day. Timers help you manage your time. As I said, on every question you have the time, so you can manage that. And passages and questions, they get harder. So like other tests, there is an increasing difficulty, like the first part, second part, third and fourth. 6 sections are there, and they are increasing in difficulty. This is a typical question on the exam day you may see on your screen. So here you can see the timer, okay, time remaining, so your preparation time. And here you have the audio, the play bar. Here you have the next button, so you can move to the next question. You have the options, see the audio and the questions there on the same screen. That makes the testing more easy and more convenient for test takers. So practice tasks, conversations in single speaker. In listening, reading, and speaking, there are practice tasks and they are not scored. They are just to let you know how the test is. I'll just give you a few like tips on how to improve your listening or how to take a higher score. So just make sure that you understand who the speakers are if you're listening. How do they know each other? What is their relationship and what are they talking about? Like the content, the context, you may just know. If there is a problem, what is it? How do they each feel about it? Because there are inference questions in the test as well. And what is the solution to the problem? So it's basically like, for example, I'll just tell you that note taking is the most important skill you have to master here, particularly in listening section of the test. Okay, if we look at the scoring for listening, so you can say 0 to 7, that is the minimal score, and then 7 to 12. There are 6 sections, okay, in the test. And there are 38 questions in total. So here is the scoring for that. Most of the students, they like go for 6, 7, or 8 maybe. So you can see that if Canadian language benchmark 8, you have to get 30 to 33 questions correct out of 38 in order to get like 8 Canadian language benchmark in listening section of the test. Why there is 30 and 33? Because it depends on the difficulty of the question. So that's, if you have any question about the scoring, you can share with us and we will be glad to answer in the Q&A. We'll go into writing. So the writing is about 53 to 60 minutes. Background information on the left side, specific instructions on the right side, basic editing tools like spell check, automatic word count. Spell check is there, as I said earlier, that's the specialty here. And you are about to write 150 to 200 words per task. If you compare it to other exams which require like maybe 250 plus words, so there is a room for more mistakes. Here the words limit, which is 150 to 200 words, is very easy within the time limit which has. So look at the screen for writing. We have the background information here. You can say the context. And in writing, we have 2 parts, like writing an email and writing a survey. So this is the screen for writing an email. You have the context here. And then you have the countdown timer. So you can see the time you are left with. Then you have the question here. And then the question prompts, like the bullet points you need to cover in the email. And that is your work area. And when you write, there is an auto word count here. So that will be very easy. And as I told you, that spelling nowadays we're more technology oriented, and spelling is a problem faced by almost everyone, but not here in CELPIP because there is a spell check. So that will not be an issue to you. Then if you look at task 2, this is the screen, the test screen for task 2, which is a survey. So you have the information on the left, or you can say the context, and then you have the question. But here in survey, you have option A and option B. So you are allowed to choose whatever option you want to go with. So you can go with option A or option B in the same word limit, 150 to 200 words. Here, the scoring criteria, or you can say the performance standard, is a bit different. You will be scored on content and coherence, which means how well are your ideas organized and developed. So you are looking at the content. For example, in email, you have the 3 bullet points and you answer all of them. And all your ideas are logically linked, and they are like, you know, when you read, there is a sense. A vocabulary, like what is the range of your vocabulary and can you use it naturally? And readability, how easy it is to read and understand your response, and task fulfillment, which is the most important one here. How well did you follow the instructions? So if you want to get a higher score in writing section of the test, then you need to stay on the topic. Do not go off the topic, and you can get a high band score in there. If you look at writing strategies, read all instructions carefully. Spend a few minutes brainstorming and organizing ideas. So for example, if I'm writing an email, I'll just spend about, let's say, 5 minutes or maybe 3 to 5 minutes. I'll collect ideas, because a good writer is a good planner. So you have to plan your email or survey. Just do not start directly. So first brainstorm your ideas and then expand on them. Focus on quality and number of ideas. I would not recommend to go for a longer email of 300 plus words. Instead, I'd recommend you to focus on quality and number of ideas. Like you say, you're talking on the writing on the 3 bullet points. Stay on them and develop them. Provide logical support for ideas where possible. Use descriptive words, include joining words and phrases. Use appropriate tone, so the email can be formal, it can be informal. So depending on the tone, use appropriate language. That's the most important thing here. Make sure you have done everything you are asked to do. That means you stay on the topic and you have answered every part of the question. Review your work. Leave a few minutes, maybe 2 to 3 minutes to review your work, and change if you want to change something, add something. Okay, finally, we are coming to the speaking part. So the speaking part of the test is for 15 to 20 minutes. And some tasks are text only. So you only see the question and you have to answer. Some tasks are text with image. And each task has preparation time and a speaking time. So you're given a time to prepare your response and then give your response. Responses are recorded and rated later, and they are human checked. So here is the detail of speaking. We have 8 questions in speaking. As I said, there is a practice task in speaking, reading, and listening. So in speaking, there is a practice task, and for that you have preparation time, which is 30 seconds, and then your speaking time will be 60 seconds. And then we have task 1, which is giving advice. 30 seconds you have to prepare, and you have to speak for 90 seconds. Task 2, talk about a personal experience. You are going into the past. You checked here on the use of your past tenses. So 30 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to speak. And then you have task 3, which is describing a scene, and it comes with an image. So here you're using descriptive language. You have 30 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to talk about that scene. Task 4, which is the same image as in task 3, but here you're changing the language. You're making predictions. So you're just supposed to be using the future tenses for prediction. Let's say someone will or might or whatever is going to. So again, you have 30 seconds and you have 60 seconds to speak. Task 5 is comparing and persuading. First, you have 60 seconds and you will be given with 2 images or pictures. So you will have to choose one of them. If you will not choose, the computer will choose one for you. And then later on, you will have 60 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to respond, to persuade a friend or someone on your choice. Task 6, which is dealing with a difficult situation, 60 seconds to prepare and then 1 minute or 60 seconds to speak on that. Task 7 is expressing opinions. So 30 seconds and 90 seconds to speak. And task 8 is describing an unusual situation, which for 30 seconds you'll prepare and you will speak for 60 seconds. So here you can see that you have 4 tasks with image. You'll be given a picture, and 4 tasks without image. Like the first 2 tasks are without image, then describing a scene, making prediction, comparing and persuading, they're all with images. And the last task, which is describing an unusual situation, is also with an image. Just look at this. This is a task without image. So you have the question, then, okay, there is your preparation time, and then recording times. Okay, be prepared to express your own ideas and opinions. Follow the instructions carefully, which are here in the question, okay? Provide clear and focused response. Include details and examples if possible. This is a task with image. So on the left, you have the image. On the right, you have the preparation time. Then it will be converted into recording time. So imagine listener cannot see the image. Let's say you're talking to someone that cannot see the image. When describing an image, start with an overview of the scene. Like, let's say it's a classroom or it's a park or something. So give a clear overview and then describe as much as possible using descriptive language. Choose things in the image you're comfortable talking about. You're not supposed to talk about each and everything, but just talk about the main things. Use strong descriptive vocabulary, as I said earlier. And again, the performance standard, or you can say the scoring, is on content and coherence. Vocabulary, listenability is how easy it is to listen to and understand your response. Task fulfillment, how well did you follow the instructions? Are you speaking on the topic or you're just going off the topic? So just make sure that you speak on the topic on the question. As speaking strategies, use your preparation time to write down ideas and vocabulary. Okay, so you are using your preparation time and you will be given pens and papers. So you can make notes, you can enlist the ideas or the points you're going to talk about in your answer. Speak for the full recording time. Okay, and include descriptive details to make your response interesting. Okay. Include logical support when presenting your viewpoint. Use good intonation. Do not just speak flat. Apply some intonation, or you can say connected speech in your speaking, so in order to get a higher score. Correct your mistakes if you make. That's a good thing to do here in speaking. If you make a mistake, maybe a slip of tongue, okay, or just a mistake, you can correct that. It doesn't matter. Okay. Try to minimize your pauses and interjections. Do not use too many pauses when giving an answer. You can take a pause after completing one thought, or you can say a sentence, but do not take unwanted pauses, let's say in the middle of sentences, or you have not finished with your thoughts and you take a pause. And do not use too many interjections. You can use interjections naturally. Use appropriate tone for the situation. Tone matters a lot in CELPIP. So look at the situation, to whom you are talking, and use appropriate tone based on that. Here is the CLB Canadian language benchmark. If you have further questions on the scoring, then we will be glad to answer in the Q&A. But here, like 0, 1, 2, that's a minimal score, and 3, some proficiency in limited contexts. 4, adequate proficiency for daily life activities. 5 is acquiring proficiency in workplace and community context. 6 out of 12 will be developing proficiency in workplace and community context, and 7 is about adequate proficiency in workplace and community context. So you can check all of them. If you are in 12 or 11, that is advanced proficiency in workplace and community contexts. Okay, here at TEPTH, at the exam preparation and testing house in Dubai, we have a range of preparation programs, classroom-based and virtual. So if you are physically here in Dubai and would like to prepare for the CELPIP exam and want to make your Canadian dream come true, so we have a number of courses for you. We have group course, we have senior private course, and we also have private courses, which means one-on-one. We also have CELPIP workshops, which means, for example, if you have already taken the test, but you're struggling with one skill, let's say reading skill, and you can just take a workshop on the reading skill in order to improve it. You can take a workshop on 2 skills, let's say reading and listening, and you can go for reading, listening, writing, and speaking, all of them. We also have CELPIP online based, but that is fully private. It's one-on-one, and we offer it, and we're happy to offer it, as this is the main thing of the webinar that we will offer you. Okay, and now